Okay, Brereton, and this is the real Spiel. Keep my hoodie on to keep the theme. How's everybody doing? This is, I said my name already. This is the Shiloh Institute. Holla to everybody, the Cyclopses that are in the building, Dr. David Israel, and to all the Spielites coming in here from Northern Ontario to you to have a quick conversation about the nonsense. I saw this on the Breakfast Club. Shout out to Lala. Is it Lala or is it Lala Anthony? Lala. And she was having a conversation. Lala is the ex-wife of Carmelo Anthony, former NBA basketball player. And she's having a conversation with Charlemagne the Man and his band of merry man and gentlemen about women deciding to date ugly. That's right. She's leading the charge of saying women need to decide to date ugly. Now, this is so heavily packed. I almost don't know where to start. I want to start with the person who mentioned this first. We just start with Lala. And she said her assistant said, you got to go medium ugly. I truly believe that Lala Anthony, and this is from the outside looking in and way outside, but I think she had a very hard time with Carmelo. She was basically an unknown prior to him. He's this young, tall, good-looking athlete that decides to marry her and give her children. And of course, she probably bought into the American dream of like, I've made it. Got a multi-million-dollar athlete, he's tall, he's handsome, I've got everything I require, I don't need anything else. I got children, I got a family, I'm a wife now. And this is supposed to be my life. And I remember this quote by Carmelo when he was asked, Melo, are you married? And he said his wife is married. So yeah, my wife is married. And I also remember I don't know how many of you guys follow basketball, but Kevin Garnett made some crazy comment to Melo, something about milk and cookies or something like that, but it was an allusion to that he had messed around with Carmelo's wife. And Melo, after the game, was basically waiting at the team bus, the Celtics bus, and he was standing on business. He wanted that smoke badly. So, and then Melo and Lala, they had a tumultuous type of relationship where they were on again, off again. They went through that, came around. I think they're friends. I think they're co-parent now. But I think the toll is clear that has been taken on her self-image, self-esteem, worldview, and we've arrived now at a woman who still has a platform to the point where people are asking her to come and to speak, and she is now saying these kinds of things that resonate with other women who have gone through similar life experiences where they find themselves on the broken end of the spectrum and say these insane comments. I think we need to date ugly. She said that good-looking guys come with ugly problems. And of course, Women hear that, they're like, yes, girl, that's the truth. La, 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 Lala Anthony. Let's have a conversation about that, and let's go from that point. I think there's something that women don't understand about men in general. You will find, and I'm only going to speak to the men that I know, men that I hang around, men that I've been around. There's very few men, I'm talking mostly black men, and even some of the brothers who are not black men who I've hung around. There's very few of those men who are going to look in the mirror and say to themselves, I'm an ugly man. There's very few of those guys who are going to say, yeah, I'm ugly. I'm not on the level of approaching attractive women, and I consider myself to be ugly. Very few guys will come to that conclusion about themselves. Very few. Short, tall, skinny, fat, bearded, non-bearded, bald, yellow teeth, crooked teeth, gold teeth, don't matter. Very few men will come to the conclusion, I'm an unattractive man, I'm an ugly man. Guys who are healthily adjusted will look at other men and say, bro, I wish I had what you had. I wish I was taller. I wish I was buffer. I wish I had a full head of hair. I wish I had your beard. I wish I had whatever. But most men are going to work with what God gave them. Most guys are going to do that. And they're going to build themselves up, whether it be guys who spend a little more than other guys, guys who dress a little better, smell a little better, guys who say, I'm going to grow my beard big and I'm going to be the guy who girls like because of my beard. I'm going to be the short guy that's funny. Whatever it is, those men carve out their niche and decide and declare, this is who I am as a man, and from this position, I will go and hunt what I want. They are not sitting around in the mentality of women like Lala Anthony, who are saying, I'm an ugly dude, and I'm waiting for good-looking girls who like ugly dudes to come and to give me a chance. And in fact, when he pulls a stunner, whoever that guy is, when he pulls a stunner, he won't say, yeah, bro, this girl likes ugly men. I don't know what it is. His boys will say, yo, where you find her, bro? I met her the other day. We did this. We just hit it off. We connected. Man, she's nice. But no guy's going to be like, yo, this chick must really like ugly dudes to be with you. It doesn't work like that in the psychological makeup of men. It doesn't hit like that. In fact, because we're such good hunters, and men are hunters, we know what prey is susceptible to our manhood. We know the psychology of women that we can get or have our way with. We know some of us have the capacity to know certain women types that are like, that girl's going to like me on sight. She's my type, I'm her type. She's going to love this on sight. Some guys understand how to approach women. They're talkers. He could talk to the point where you see Idris Elba when he shows up looking like Donald Duck. He's a talker. Some guys effectively are guys who know what we say in Trinidad. They want to mind you. They take care of women. They show up taking care. What's going on, sweetheart? I just ordered a couple of bottles for you. You guys are okay. I'm gonna be over here. You know, That's how they do it. That's how they go fishing. They are hunting for girls who are looking for men. Oh, you buying bottles, girl? Mm-hmm. Well, I like him. He knows how to hunt. He's hunting for things that he can catch. So now on the other side of the spectrum, you have the prey women operating like, yeah, I'm going to go after ugly men. That's not even part of your DNA makeup. Who in, and not to say, and I don't ascribe to the fact that people are part of the so-called animal kingdom or anything like that, but any female dating in the animal kingdom is looking for a viable, healthy male that looks good, that looks strong, that stands above the rest of the men, that she will be submissive to because she's looking for someone to mate with, to create healthy offspring and to protect. That's just the normal makeup of human beings. It is not normal for somebody to say, I'm looking for a deformed person who is so unattractive that other women will not be my issue because he will be so happy that I gave him a chance, that he will never turn his head to look for another woman because me being in his life will be like he won the lottery. Let me tell you something about that approach. It doesn't work. The second that an attractive woman lands in a quote unquote ugly man's life, like I said, men do not believe they're ugly. That brother will be reinforced with the knowledge, whether it be or otherwise, that he is one bad man. And when he walks in a room with you, you have risen his stock amongst all of the other women around him. Women will see you with this AKA ugly man and say, oh, must be something about him if she's with him. Oh, he must be treating her great. Oh, he must be doing the most for her. Yeah, I need me one of them. And all of a sudden, the ugly dude is not ugly anymore. He becomes attractive in the eyes of other women because you have risen his value.
Prepare to bear left.
Turn off voice instructions. You have caused this man
Deactivated.
who used to be an ugly duckling, he is now a swan because he's with you. You've lifted up his value. Let me reverse this too. Good-looking men don't always date good-looking women for various reasons, but we can get into a few of them. Good-looking men do not always go and find a woman that is on their physical level for various reasons. I can give you a couple of them. Number one, she fixed him up. He was a fixer-upper. He met this girl, she fixed him up, and all of a sudden, he blossomed into something else. Woo, Lord. I mean, she fixed his teeth. She took him to her brother who was a barber. She got him a gym membership. She bought him some cologne. She told him to moisturize those ashy knuckles. She started helping him with his fashion sense. She helped him decorate his apartment. And all of a sudden, that little country bumpkin has turned into Boris Kojo with a man pad to match. He was a fixer-upper. Secondly, he has gone through those women who are attractive with no substance, and he's run into a girl that had so much substance, he couldn't let her go. That's number two. All these attractive women with no substance, can't cook a meal, asked her to put a little bit of oil on my back. She was too tired to rub the oil in my back. She came into my house, left more of a mess than she found. She won't clean the dishes. She won't make the bed. Every day I've got to fork out hundreds of dollars because she needs something. She's a high maintenance girl that doesn't bring anything to the table, and he's tired of those girls. He's tired of those girls. And he managed to hook up with somebody who basically is a caterer to his needs, and he says, you know what? This is way better than that nonsense. Way better. And the difference between finding a woman and finding a man who's not on your level is when you find a woman who knows she's found a man that is outside of her usual range and spectrum, that girl holds on tight. That girl has no eyes for no other brothers. I'm telling you this 99% of the time, and she is going to do what she has to do. She might have treated her baby daddy, her ex, a different way, but when she finds you, she's on her P's and Q's. She puts her location on. She is letting you know everywhere that she is. She's calling you throughout the day, checking on you. She's making sure you got breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, vitamins. Hey, she's not dropping the ball for no reason, baby. Because she knows every day, because she's built like a woman who's always evaluating herself in the mirror, and she's always saying, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I'm attractive enough for him. I don't know if I'm enough woman for him. He can do so much better than me. I gotta make sure and she's going through that every day in her brain. Men are not doing that. Women do that. We don't do that. We do not do that. Even if a guy believes for a period of time, this girl's outside of my league, all she has to say is, I love you a couple times. All he has to be with her for a little bit of time, and he'll get that out of his head right away. He'd be like, yeah, that's my girl, bro. Yeah, she's all right. Immediately, he'd be like, she's all right. Bro, this girl's way out of your league. Nah, don't say that. Why would you say that? She's not out of my league. Nothing's out of my league, okay? I know how to talk to women. I know how to treat women. Every woman, I got a chance with anybody. And he believes that. He believes that. He believes that 100%. You got some men also that caught a girl young. Caught a girl young and caught a girl without self-identity. No self-identity. This goes to, and I apologize if this offends you, some of the white men who are able to catch very beautiful black women. Very beautiful black women, very average white guy, has caught this girl, married her, given her a couple of kids, right? By the time she comes into her self-identity, she realizes, I don't know if I want to be here. Or he's doing his job, and you come across that situation, you're like, how in the hell did this girl let this happen to her? I'm sorry, white man, that's how we feel as black brothers. Because most black women don't date out of the race. And so when we see an uber attractive black woman who has married a white man who is not attractive, key word, not attractive, and she's given him children, and she's given him devotion, and we don't know we're like, what the hell? How did this happen? And I have experience with that situation. And the white guy thinks, he really believes he's the cat's meow. He believes because he caught himself a young black girl when she was at the top of her spectrum, and he caught himself a baddie, that he's that guy. When really what it was is that girl's self-esteem was so low. She was in a vacuum of people that maybe she grew up with him. He was an elementary school, high school guy. She went with him to the prom. And for some reason, that guy got to hit. And you see that black girls who go through that, they cycle of promiscuity because their insecurity is what allowed them to be open to that. And they are also the ones that will date anything. They don't care what they look like. Men, be afraid, be terrified of attractive women who will date anything. Attractive women who will date anything There's something so wrong with them. There's something so wrong with them. And I'm telling you, if you could, and you won't know their history because they can't tell you. They cannot tell you. Because if you understand how they got to the place where they are this really beautiful girl who says that she will date anything, she will sleep with anything, anyone can be her man, anyone can be her boyfriend, bro, you can't trust her because anyone can take her. Anyone can have her. She belongs to everybody. She is rated E for everyone. And you cannot trust that woman. This is why you can't trust her. Because she doesn't really see value in the quality of a man. She only sees value in the attention of a man. Attention is her drug. Anyone that gives her attention can have her. Anyone that drops in their attention level will lose her. And a new person will always have more attention than the old person. The old person's attention will drop a little. The new person's attention will be on 100. And she will think, man, this guy really likes me. And you know, Jimmy's not really doing what he's supposed to be doing anymore. And I don't feel secure with him as much as I used to. And new attention will cause her head to spin because she's an attention vampire. She needs attention all the time. And a lot of times those girls have a lot of other things going wrong with them. Tons of other things. They have a laundry list of things. And when you meet them, she's all over you. And you're like, wow, this girl's into me. Yeah, because you're giving her attention. However, anybody that gives her attention can have access to her. Small access, big access, medium access, they will get access because she's so unused to attention. Usually girls like that have a very weird relationship with their fathers or their mothers, but something along the line, they have grown up thinking, I'm an ugly duckling, and anyone that gives me attention, I should simply be grateful for it. And sometimes those ugly ducklings turn into be beautiful people, and they weren't even ugly ducklings at the time, but they just didn't get enough attention. And they become attention vampires, and it's terrible. It's really terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. Those people break my heart, really. Those people break my heart because they get abused out of attention. They allow anything in their lives because they need attention so desperately. And they're heartbreakers. Those people break your heart. Never, 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 never put yourself with a woman who has a mentality that says, oh, looks don't count. Let's evaluate that concept. Oh, it's not always about looks. Okay? There's one thing that scares the crap out of me. It really does. As a man, call it my male insecurity, but I'm a type. All right? Every man is a type. I'm a type. I figure, and this might be the era of our manhood, you figure that once a woman gets used to you or is in your life for a period of time, it would make sense that all men that come after you are like you. She has a type. I have a type too. A lot of people say, oh man, you got a type. Everybody that you date, they look like this. I don't see it because I don't know. Those women don't see it too because they don't know. They don't know they have a type. It's hard to figure out what you're attracted to. You just know it, right? So when you find individuals that don't have a type, they don't have a type, meaning they could have been dating a 7-foot guy 1 year, next year they're dating a pygmy, next year they dated a black guy, they married a white guy, they dated Asian guys, they date everything. Scary. Because that woman, you cannot evaluate the baseline of her. It's like, well, what do you like? What do you like about me? It creates a lot of insecurity in men. It's like, imagine, I think a lot of brothers have run across this girl. You met this girl, right? You're like, let me see a picture of your ex. Okay? You ever done this exercise? I advise don't do it. I advise never ask to see a picture of a woman's ex. It could never end well for you as a man. It could never end well for you. But if you have gone down this rabbit hole and she has shown you a picture of her ex or her exes, and you look at these guys and you're like, what possessed you to be with this guy? This is what you like? Wow. That's one reaction. The other reaction is, oh, that's your ex? Why would you leave him? He's a good looking guy. You sure you like me? When you dated him? What happened? You're almost like, oh, you were dating Samson. This brother was my goodness. He was what? He was rich and good looking. What happened? Why did you leave? What went wrong? And don't make this mistake. Please don't make this mistake, brothers. Unless you are that dude and you don't have to ask the question. Because if you have to ask the question, you're probably not that dude. You're not the dude. But if you have to ask, how was the sex with him? If you got to ask that question, you don't want to know the answer. How was it with him? Was he was your best lover ever? We had such an amazing, intimate relationship. It was incredible. Really? The man's self-esteem cannot, male self-esteem can't survive those kind of things. Those are questions men just should not ask. Shouldn't ask. Shouldn't ask that at all. Because the unfortunateness of it is that I know that 75% of all women can basically adjust to anything. And those are the 75% that I do not want. 75% of women can be with a guy who is a big body, big structure guy, and then break up with him and be with a short dude, and then break up with him and be with another completely different type of man, and have a resume that looks like, yeah, I worked in the medical field, I worked in construction, I worked in education, I was a yoga specialist, I flip pizzas at Pizza. Like when you see this smorgasbord of different kinds of men in her history book, it makes you very uncomfortable as a man. It's very uncomfortable. And until a woman comes into a conclusion where it's like, no, that was my past. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. That was a really bad past for me. That was a really bad chapter of my life. Right now, I'm not, I don't even know why. I don't even know why I ever dated guys like that. I don't know what was wrong with me, or I know what was wrong with me. I know what was going through my mind. And she can come to an understanding where she can evaluate quality, which is where I'm going with this conversation. When a woman tells you looks don't matter, what she's actually saying to men, what we hear is quality doesn't matter. That's what we're hearing. That she has no standards. She has no standards at all. And that quality doesn't matter. And that a woman without standards means that anything that I'm doing for you on a level where I'm trying to put you at a high standard, that won't matter. So if I open doors, if I pay for things, if I make sure that you're spoken to as a queen, if I make sure that when I walk with you, I'm near the road and I'm doing the chivalrous things, and I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to be doing, and you don't have standards, that means the next dude, he can come around and be like, yo, open my door for me. Yo, what you doing, girl? You're supposed to be this and you're supposed to be that, and can basically give her the complete opposite that she accepts. You have a dangerous human being in your life. You need to run away from that person. You need to run away from that person. When you have exes that call you back and tell you, oh man, I'm dating this guy now and he's nothing like you, and I don't even know how I got here, and I don't even know why I'm into this situation. He's absolutely opposite. He doesn't treat me anything like how you used to treat me, and this and this and this, and our sex life is even horrible. Now this, now that. Now, how the heck are you there? Why are you there? What? You didn't learn? You didn't understand that this was a standard, and you went and dove yourself into the pig pen? What's wrong with you? That's a scary thing. A woman should walk away from a man of quality and a man of excellence, a man of standard, and be like, I just can't leave him and just be with anyone. I can't just get out of this Rolls Royce and then just jump into an Uber with smelling like food and farts and live my life here. I can't just do that. I can't come out of the penthouse and live in shantytown, living in a clubhouse in a treehouse, the penthouse to the treehouse. How do you do that? Oh, I just, it doesn't matter. Those kind of things don't matter for me. I love him and he's just a great guy and we're just going to be great together and I'm just going to help him. You're broken. Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. Something started at the very formative aspects of your life that caused you to have no standards. Every one of my daughters has standards. Why do they have standards? Because they had a father who showed them standards. I took all my daughters on dates. No, hey, wait, don't open the door. I'm not supposed to open your door for you. Take your time, little girl. Take your time. Birthdays, all these birthdays and big events, they got princess treatment. Princess treatment, and fathers, let it start early. Princess treatment allows your young girls to learn how they are supposed to be treated and that what quality looks like. They should learn it directly from you to them. They should learn it in how you treat, how you speak to their mother. They should learn it in how you address your mother. They should learn it in how you function with other women. They should see it. Quality. They should see it in how you take the time to shave your beard, to moisturize your skin, to pick out proper clothes that match. And you should give them an opportunity to comment. Hey, babe, does daddy look better in this tie or that tie? You sure? Hold on, let me ask your sister. What do you think? This tie, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think this one works better. You help me with my tie. Thank you very much, my darling. I appreciate that. They should learn standards. They should, and when a woman has missed that message, and even if they had an attentive father and they've missed that message, something went wrong in the socialization of these young girls. And usually, again, there's fathers that show it but don't say it. You come home with some kid that's not supposed to be on your level, I'll tell you right away, young man, I'm sorry, my daughter, I'm sorry, you are not on the level of my kid. You're not on the level of my child, no. You need to go back home. I don't know where you came from, but you need to go back home to wherever you came from. Don't come back to my house or it's going to be hell. And I'd be like, what are you doing? Do you see this little boy? I can tell you about this little boy's life. No. I've known of people who some dude marries their kid. A man marries their daughter and then comes to live in your house for how many years? Living in your house? You marry my daughter, you don't got no place to put her? You marry my daughter, you don't have a car or a place to put my child? What did I walked my child down the aisle to give you to her so that you can come and live up in my basement? No. Hell no. Hell to the no. You are teaching your child, you are saying, I'm allowing you to be in the life of men with no standards. No. And this is how you create Lalas. Lala Anthony's are created because somewhere along the line they had no standards. The second that Carmelo said that my wife is married, but I'm not married, Lala should have woken up and said, wait a minute, sir, you better go out. I don't know where you got to do it, whether it's the Washington Post whether it's a press conference, but you better fix that statement. You better fix that statement because I'm not her. And I'll tell you right now, a lot of men, if you catch them early enough, I'm an old gorilla. You can't do nothing with me now. I'm grown, hardened. But if you catch them early enough in the relationship, you can fix them up. You can be like, hey, I love you, but I'm not gonna let that slide. I'm not gonna let that one slide. Okay? You gotta fix that. You gotta fix that, or you and I, it's gonna be a short-term situation. And you put me in this whole situation here, and we don't have a prenup. Lala should have done something a little earlier. She should have done something a little earlier because I've watched her life. I remember early Lala, and I remember late Lala. When she went into power. Do you remember when Lala started acting in power and started doing sex scenes? And I think she was in another movie too. It was like that Chicago movie. What was that movie called? That show called? And she started doing sex scenes. I'm like, wait a minute, Mello, you got your girl out here doing sex scenes, brother? I'm sorry, I'm a multi-millionaire basketball player. My wife she can be an actress, but she sure is. But Jeebus will not be having sex scenes, kissing scenes with anybody. I don't know what you're going to be in the movies, but it sure will not be bust open and anybody pretending they're having sex with you. Not my wife. Not my wife. You ain't doing this for money. No, we don't need it. You can act, but you better act as something else. You better act as something else. Find a different part. Nope, can't kiss my wife. I don't get it. But when I saw her doing that, I said, oh, Lala done changed. Lala done switched it up. Yeah, it was different for me. So I don't know your feelings about it. I do know mine. You cannot let a generation of women start saying things like, oh, looks don't matter. What kind of men do you think will come to the table? What type of snaggle-tooth tigers are going to come to the table when you start saying things like, because looks don't matter is just the tip of the iceberg. Looks don't matter goes further. Looks don't matter means standards don't matter. Means etiquette doesn't matter. It means how he treats you doesn't matter. Some people are just looking for a warm body to be there, and you'll say, "Oh no, that's not me. That's not me." Well, look at your relationship life. Look at your relationship life. What is the quality of the person that you're laying down with every day, or the quality of the person you're living with? Do you know how many married women are out there living single? A lot of single men doing it too, but it's really different when it's a woman. It's really different when you have a lot of these women who are married women, and they're and they're married to good-looking guys, and they're on these streets saying, I don't like that situation I'm dealing with at home, and I'm about to give him horn. In Trinidad, to horn is to cheat. I'm about to give him boot. That same thing. To boot him. I'm about to hit him with I'm about to let somebody else sample his merchandise. What happened? What's going on there? And especially if the person who's sampling the merchandise is not on the level of the husband, that hurts worse. That hurts worse. That hurts worse. And more so for women than for men is that the brokenness in a woman can be demonstrated by the type of man that she has. I know what you're going through. If you show me the kind of man that you got and how he talks to you, how he treats you, how he lives his life, I know what's up with you. I know what's going on with you. Now, of course, there are different things, different factors that affect a lot of these things. Right? There are different things, different factors that affect a lot of these things. There's a lot of different kind of men out here these days too. I would be remiss if I didn't say that. Right? What you're finding on these streets right now, for the most part, is men that don't want to get married. That's what you're seeing. The predominant attitude in the street. I'm one of them. I'm one of those men that don't want to be married because I've been I've been fleeced. I've been ripped off. I've been emotionally damaged. I'm broken. All these things that women have thrown at me over the years. But I was saying I'm not really interested in that institution of marriage, because the institution of marriage that is currently being offered to us men in society today is not the institution of marriage that we find in the Bible. That institution in the Bible and the institution that we are receiving in secularity, they're not the same. They're not the same thing, right? So imagine I said, hey, you know what, I want to invite you to church. And when you came to church, you know, I had a bartender, I had a DJ, I had some stripper poles, you know what I'm saying? I got some Bibles scattered around too. You know, I got guys over here that are playing dice, dominoes, you know, I got a weed corner. I'm like, yeah, man, this is my church, baby. This church is different. We're different. We just got a different kind of flex over here. Oh wow, this is church? Yeah, this is church. I look in the Bible, I'm like, this doesn't look like the church in the Bible. Don't worry about that. This is modern. This is modern church. Oh, this is modern church. Yeah, this is modern church. You want a little bit of Coke? Go over there into the Coke prayer room. That's that don't look like the church that's in the Bible. And that's what marriage looks like today. That marriage is not the marriage that's in the Bible. In the Bible, your wife can't decide to divorce you and then go and get half of your stuff and then take your children away. That's not biblical marriage. Biblical marriage says, women, be not separated from your husband. In biblical marriage, a woman doesn't even have the right to separate from her husband. A Christian woman does not have the biblical authority, if you check it out, to separate herself from the husband. You say, well, what about stuff for the fornication, that scripture? You mean Matthew 19? Jesus was talking to men. He wasn't talking to women. He had no conversation with women. So the secular version of what we are being given as marriage, where a gay man can marry you, a sea captain can marry you, a non-religious officiant can marry you today, and then your marriage, and if some of you good old faithful people, you go to the church, you know, you go to the place of worship to get married, but where you go to get divorced? Do you go back to the church and say, Pastor, this is not working out, and I'm going to need you to annul this because this is not working out? No, you go straight to your lawyer. You didn't go to your lawyer to get married. You go straight to the judge. You didn't go to the judge to get married. You go to the church to get married, but you go to the lawyer and the judge to get divorced. So you trust God to get married, but you trust the gods of this world, secularity, the satanic system of jurisprudence to get divorced. So why am I as a man going to trust that the woman that I want to marry in church is going to deal with our conflicts in church? She's not. She's going to deal with her conflicts in the court system that is already stacked in her favor. No, I'm not putting my neck in that noose again. How many houses does a Negro have to lose? 3, by the way. I'm not losing any more houses. I've lost a lot of money. I've got children. I had children grow up, and I had to fight to even see their face. Man, be like, oh my goodness, last time I saw you, you were at my waist. Now you're at my height. I haven't seen you in years. Right? And you had a court order to see the child and still couldn't see the child. Nope. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm sorry to throw that out. Some of you guys, you need to protect yourselves in a very serious way. And this is how you protect yourselves, just so I give balance to my statements, of which I am not interested in that institution in this current climate. You know, I'll tell you the good ways to get married. This is how you get married. If you're a man, you want to get married, you go find a woman in a third world country where the laws are not stacked against you. You marry her and you leave her right there, and you go visit there every now and then, or you move to that country. You stay in a third world country. You leave her in Africa. Don't bring her over here. Leave her in the Dominican Republic. Don't bring her over here. Don't bring her over here. Leave her in Yemen. Don't bring her over here. Okay, that's one way. Or the second way, if you really want to bring her over here, Man, don't get married. Don't get married in church only. Go to church to get married, and then right after that, you go take her right down to the lawyer's office, and you let her sign a little contract. Yep, every child that we have, we're gonna have to come back to the lawyer. We're gonna have to get 50-50 custody of every child. Every child we have. You got 6 kids, you got 6 different court orders for that child. Got everything already talked out. Every time you buy a house, you go right to your lawyer. You get a trust agreement of ownership and disposal of that property. Every time you start a business, you go to a lawyer. You sit down with that lawyer and say, in the event that this business prospers, this is the share split of this particular, and you make sure that your marriage is stacked up with legal documentation, baby. You want to get married today? That's how you got to do it. So I'm not saying 100% I'm against the institution of marriage. I am saying that you got to match the secularity of the system that is stacked against man. And anytime you do anything, anytime you buy anything more than $1,000, in the event that this relationship is dissolves, that couch that we bought for $1,500, either I take the couch or you buy me out at the depreciation cost of $700. Does that feel good? Good. Let's do that. Everything you do, you buy a dog. In the event of the dissolution of this relationship, Shetty's going to come with me. Is that okay? The puppies, though, will have a fair split of the puppies. You've got to do that today. You've got to do that today because it's a crazy world out here. It's a crazy world. People don't have standards. People don't have moral discipline. People don't have stick-to-itiveness. These days, you put your food in the microwave and you stand in front of the microwave. Why is this taking so long? When that food used to take 2 hours, but microwave got there 3 minutes, you check it in a minute and a half, see, is it warm yet? Because people don't have the capacity to wait. There's no patience left anymore. I don't have any. I got none. Zero. I got no patience. So I'm not going to talk. I got none. I got no patience whatsoever. But people don't have patience for a relationship. They don't have patience for that. They don't have trust anymore. There's so much access to other people. You can't, if you get married, you better get an analog phone. Analog. No social media whatsoever on your phone. Get rid of it. No passwords. Nope, no passwords. Nothing has passwords. No passwords whatsoever. Joint bank accounts. That's right. With double signatures. You can't take out more than $500 unless I sign. Everything has to, if you're getting married today, that's what you need. Then you can go ahead and get married. If you did all that, go ahead and have a fantastic time. Go ahead and have a fantastic time. But these days, baby, you can't trust what's on the road anymore. Listen, let me share this. Courtship has changed. Courtship is completely different now. You meet a young girl, and I'll tell you right now, I'm not doing this. This is how I used to be, but I ain't doing it no more. I'm not doing it at all. But you meet a nice young girl. What's supposed to happen? She's supposed to say, well, before we go out, you have to meet my father. Right? That's what should happen. Before, I really like you, and I would like to go to the movies with you, Mr. Barrington, but you got to meet my mother and my father. Oh, that's fine. That's appropriate, of course. I'd love to meet your parents, right? These days, you can't even meet people's parents because those parents are so dysfunctional and judgmental that I don't know if you ever come across these people. If it was up to the parents, that girl would never have anyone in her life. Never. She'd never have anybody in her life. 0 people in her life. I would say that's 75% of women. You meet the parents are the most judgmental human beings you don't even got a chance to meet the parents. You walk into the house with a suit on, you could have a Bible in your doggone hand, a cross on your neck. The Holy Ghost could have whisked you in there on a magic doggone carpet. They'd be like, he's a what? He's a pastor. I don't trust them. Oh, he's a police officer? I don't trust them. He's a Rhodes Scholar? I don't trust them. He's from Trinidad and Tobago? Oh, definitely I don't trust them. No, sir, Bob. There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. So I don't do that because I'm not dating your mom and your daddy. I'm not interested in dating your mom or your daddy. But that's what should happen. You should walk into the house. They should say, okay, and watch this. She should make the meal. She should have said, okay, well, Shaquana made this meal. So I want you to know what you're getting into, young man. She ain't bad. She didn't do too bad with the meatloaf and the oxtail. She's been pretty good. Her mama taught her how to do that. And you say, okay, all right, Shaquana, this oxtail tastes good. Yeah, we can go to the movies. And the father said, make sure my daughter's home by 11 o'clock. And that's how courtship used to be. There was accountability for courtship. Not now. Not now. You meet in Shaquana on Plenty of Fish. Hey, what's it called? Hinge? Hinge. You mean Shaquana on Hinge? Shaquana coming straight to your crib. Shaquana's like, listen, meet me at Ruth Chris. First date. You don't know if Shaquana can cook, fricassee, boil water. You don't know what Shaquana can do. You ain't even seen Shaquana properly because Shaquana got somebody else's hair on, somebody else's eyelashes on, whole lot of makeup on her face. She got her body done. You don't know what Shaquana looked like. But that's what they doing now. It's an ugly, crazy, mashed up world. And you've got to figure out all the red flags. They killed old Kevin Samuel before Kevin could get you all the information. But Kevin left me with the secret scrolls. Listen, you can't just go out there and start dealing with women that say things crazy like what Lala's saying in Lala's little group of people. Can't do it. You also, I'm gonna throw this bonus on the fire too. Women with crazy expectations on the first date, get rid of them right away. Your expectations are absolutely insane expectations on the first date, get rid of them right away. Unless I jump into your DM and say, baby, you can have all my money. You can have it all, girl. What I saw in those 3 pictures, you can have all my money. Tell me what you want. Unless I'm saying that in the DM, there should not be these ridiculous, these incredible expectations on a first date. Oh, I'll go on a first date. I would love to go on a first date with you. However, I need you to get my nails done for me. Pardon me, lady. Now, if she's a baddie, she can ask for these things now. But 75% of you can't. I remember I met this young lady, and I met her, and this is how crazy this is, okay? I met this girl. It was 3 women, and one very, very attractive girl, one okay attractive girl, and then the third one was pulling up in her car. So they're asking me about where I was living. They're asking me about the meter, like, is the meter, do they have to pay and whatnot? And I'm like, yeah, you got to pay here, and this is how you use it, whatever. Black girls saw me walking. I'm going home. So now the friend is trying to introduce her girlfriend to me, saying, yeah, she's really nice. She's looking for a guy, and this and that. And she was an attractive girl, not a bad girl whatsoever. And I was like, okay, hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. In about 10 seconds, not 5, not 15, it was told to me that the friend that she was trying to introduce me to was a married woman. She's a married woman, very married, but she wasn't happy in her relationship. And I was like, but you're a married woman though. Yeah, but the relationship's not really working out. I'm like, sis, I'm the husband police. I tell her straight, that's exactly what I said to her. I'm the husband police. And I would never, ever do that to any brother, whether I know him or don't know him. That's not me. Now, as I said that, her bad sister walked out of the car. Woo! Lord have mercy. Her little sister, little young, but she bad. She grown and she bad. 10. She's a 10 plus. Walked out of the car, sashayed out of the car. I said, Lord have mercy. I said, who's that? That's my sister. I said, your sister single? I said, oh Lord. How excellent is your name in all the earth. Hey, the sister was phenomenal, okay? The sister was also trying to make me talk to her married sister. I said, girl, I cannot talk to this is a married woman. You're single, actually, and your sister's not even really my type. You're my type. And I don't think I could do that. Now, long story short, the bad sister gives me her Instagram information. Gives me her Instagram, goes along her merry way. We don't contact each other. We don't connect, nothing. But the sister, the bad sister, this is what I'm trying to tell you about this generation. She messages me and says, this is my birthday month, and I would love for you to take me out. That's what she said. It's my birthday month, and I would love for you to take me out. I said, hey, you know what? I don't mind taking you out, but all we have is Instagram information. How about we exchange phone numbers and have a couple of conversations, and then we can make a decision about going out. She's like, I don't really give men my my phone number. I was like, what? She says, yeah, and I'm kind of seeing somebody, so it wouldn't be appropriate to give you my phone number. I said, you just asked me to take you out for your birthday, though. Yeah. So I shouldn't have your phone number. So we shouldn't have a conversation. And what's going on with this boyfriend thing? Well, it's my birthday, so he's letting me do what I want. Like, throw the whole family away. Throw the whole family in the garbage. I was like, what in the world? What's going on out here, baby? God, where am I? This is what I'm talking about. And now, so as a man now, I'm exposed to all this. In one family, one beautiful sister, she wants to date me, but she got a husband. The other really beautiful sister doesn't really want to date me, but wants me to take her out because it's her birthday month while she has a boyfriend, but doesn't really want me to have intimate information about her. Doesn't want to talk. She just wants to be taken out. I'm like, I don't know what kind of men are out here putting up with this nonsense, but I ain't one of them. I ain't one of them. Not me. I don't know what y'all got to say. Third world wife, baby. That's what you need, Peyton. You need a third world wife. Don't play with me. Third world wife. That's it. You send that girl 50 pesos a week. She happy as a pig in mud. Third world wife. The only problem is, if you don't go there on a regular basis, Eliandro will be taking your wife dancing on a regular basis. You better be there. You better be there, because Eliandro will be spending that money. He'll be spending those pesos with her. Third world wife for real. Man, I don't know. But the stuff that I'm seeing out here in these streets, dating ugly men, just because you're just looking for brothers who are ugly, you're just out here looking for ugly men. That's your objective. You out here, imagine them in the club. They're in the club, be like, he too attractive. No, not him. He got his teeth too good. No, oh yes, there we go, right there. Shabba ranks. Shabba. No. Imagine being approached by a woman and she says, my girl likes you. Really? That's cool. Yeah, she likes guys like you. All right, well, what are guys like me? Guys who aren't too attractive. What? Don't get it. No, don't take it the wrong way. We don't like pretty boys. We like guys that look like you. Well, what are guys that look like you? Me. What does that mean? She can't tell you. She can't answer the question. And imagine you walk into that situation and say, hey, darling, how are you? How are you? I hear you like men that look like me. You're perfect. Oh, my goodness. You know what? Get off my phone. I love you guys. Thank you. This is The Real Spiel. This is Del K. Brereton. I'm out here just causing trouble. But I had to say something about the nonsense. And you guys have a fantastic day. Okay? I thank you. I'm beautiful in my own way. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Hey, black man, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Love y'all. We'll talk soon. Bye.